When I am quiet, thoughts come and go. I am not disturbed. So this is the first thing that you have learned after being here in Lucknow, because nobody in the world knows that his thoughts are coming and going. Nobody. Who knows? Did you notice the thoughts before you came here? That the thoughts are coming, staying, going. Only here you could find out for the first time that there are thoughts and they come, stay and go. So this is the first benefit that you have derived from this satsang. You are watching the thought, isn't it? You are observing the thought, and before you did not know, nobody knows. And once you are observing the thoughts, anything that you observe, the observer is different, isn't it? Yes. Anything that you observe, supposing this kerchief you observe, and you must be different as an observer. This is the object, you are the subject, isn't it? So observer is separate from the observed. Number one benefit you have derived from here for the first time. Because others always are washed away with the thoughts only. They become thought only. And they play with the objects and get suffering, and then again they pick up another object, again they suffer. Yet again they call another object and again suffering. So this suffering is called samsara, cycle of suffering, birth, death. This cycle will stay forever for those who don't come to satsang. Satsang is the only place which will apprise you of the fact that there is no coming, no going, no samsara. And then when your eyes are closed, as you say, I am quiet, thoughts come and go. You have separated yourself from the thoughts. Sometimes when my eyes are closed, there is just an I thought. So other thoughts you have now been able to observe. This is the last thought now. I is a thought also. I is a thought. When you have closed the eyes, I am very happy that you have known that I is a thought. The only thought now is I thought. How to observe the I thought now as others? Now you have to separate yourself from I, like other thoughts, like this kerchief you have seen, object. Now you have to be observer of the I, like kerchief, and separate yourself from the I, as you have done previously. So separate the I and observe it, and who is the observer? Find out. Bit difficult, no? So when my body and emotions become noisy, I become disturbed again. So you have to first take care of the I thought, and you will not be noisy again. All this noise is in I. All this noise, emotions, relationships, disturbance, just is in I. So how to solve this problem now? I thought. You have to observe the I. How? Find out where the I is arising from. Where the I that has been with you for millions of years, I. Everybody is I. So now observe where the I is rising from.
Comes from the last eye.
Hmm?
From the last eye.
From?
The last eye.
The last eye. From the last eye.
Last?
Eye.
I.
Yeah, where is rising from? I. You are using the word I, isn't it? Where does it come from? Not why. Yeah. So you can't find where the I arises from. So what happens? You can find the source of all the things that you can see in the world. Which is the source of the river? You go back slowly upstream, reach the mountains, you will see the source of the river, isn't it? Then slowly, the river is returning to the ocean, isn't it? And then when the river discharges into the ocean, in the ocean, is there any river in the ocean? Has the river an entity as a river, personal identification as a river in the ocean? Many rivers are falling into the ocean, instantly they become ocean. Characteristics are also changed. They acquire the same nature as that of the ocean. And they don't find that once upon a time it was a river. So like this, the I is now returning to the self, the source, as did the river. She lost her entity as a river. Now I is proceeding, and you said, I do not know. It's a quite good answer. Now I is merging into the self, and which was the source. Therefore, there's no I now. All is one self.
I still see the shape of the river before it goes into the ocean. There's still the shape of the river before it goes into the ocean.
Yes, it was a shape. It was a shape, and then there were banks, and then its movement flowing, returning to the ocean. There was a name of the river and a farm. So, getting into the ocean, there's no name, no farm.
You want me to go there? You want me to go there?
No, it entered already, and then now you are speaking, the river doesn't speak. The river doesn't speak. I was once upon a time a river. My name was river. My form was water, like this thing. And movement characteristic all settled down. So I is now discharged into the self. Self has no frontiers, has no name, no form. So wherever there's a name and form, it has to be an object. And now the self is empty. No name, no form, no frontiers, no beginning, no middle, no end. So you have to not to think about it, not to make any effort. And now instantly the thought is dissolved and you will see I am, you will recognize I am this. I am ocean, I am self, I am, I am. I am, I am. And this is called freedom. End of samsara. End of suffering. So by thinking, you cannot understand. By making any effort, you can't do it. Therefore, you are advised to simply keep quiet, no effort, just for one instant of time. No thinking, no effort. Remove the effort and also thought, I thought, remove it for one instant of time. Just one moment, second. And then tell me, I will reply your other questions later on. To first have this experience, not understand, not try to understand. Yesterday one girl came, she wanted a free 1 hour to speak to me. She gave a letter, so I called her at 10 o'clock there. 10 o'clock she came and she said, before experience, I want to understand it. This girl is here now today. I want to understand it first so that she may teach to others and become a teacher, you see. Yeah. What is understanding? For understanding, I told her, you need body, mind to understand something. And now, anything that you understand belongs to past. The mind itself is past. So when you try to understand, you are understanding the past objects. And this is very present thing. How can you understand? But she says, without understanding, how can I have experience? And first of all, she was so arrogant. Yamuna went to call her. She's at the gate. Yes, I have given time. So arrogant and egoistic came. She opened the door, sat down, you see. Sat down near the door, back against the wall, full of arrogance, eyes stupid like a sheep. Then I said, you come, sit in front. Even then she didn't understand. And to ask a question, our Vedic culture is, Hindu culture is, how a student even has asked a question, you see. Here you all belong to foreign land, your culture is very different, but I don't agree with that. And I don't think anybody will be benefited by this arrogance. Culture is different. First of all, they prescribe prati prashnain sevya. Go. Ancient times, go to the teacher, serve him for 12 years. And now the teacher is happy of your service, obedience, like his son. Well, my dear son, why you have come? He says, I am troubled with the noisy thought, my relations with the world. Everybody is destructive. Nobody loves none, only for the sake of interest, some interest. So where are any two people, you must see, smell, some interest must be there. Maybe mother and daughter, father and son, and any other relation, wife, husband, there has to be some interest between them. That's why they go together. But this meeting the teacher, the student has no interest, the father has no interest, then he calls, my dear son, I will remove your ignorance, and then he gives him the knowledge of the self. The student goes back home to attend to his routine of life. And how the student has to appear? At least with the leaf, patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. When you see the teacher, go to the teacher, at least pick up a leaf from outside, token of love, respect, and or some flower, some leaf, some flower, some fruit. If not available, water. So these things are mentioned because they are readily available. It's just a token of love. The teacher is not so greedy who wants something from the student. He who wants something from the student, he is not a teacher. But these things are readily available. You can pick up one leaf, one flower. They are available in my garden itself. So not to pay anything. Then come humbly, I am very, you don't like this word at all, but then it is prescribed. So I just say prostrate 3 times before the teacher, then fold hands as, sir, I have a doubt. Like Mr. Martin, I have a doubt. Father, relieve my doubt. This is the way how you must approach the teachers. So, my dear Martin, so you have known this morning to observe the thoughts. Simply watch, observe, and you are separated. I is a thought, observe it. And you are something else which cannot be described. I is a thought. Watch it, observe it, and then you will find who really you are. And